I once thought my father was just an ordinary man until the day I realized he was quietly breaking himself just to keep my future alive. Every morning before sunrise, he left the house in silence, taking whatever job he could find. Construction, carrying heavy loads, even collecting scraps when no one hired him. His hands were rough, cracked, and bleeding sometimes, but ever he sent me money, he always smiled and said, "Just focus on studying, don't end up like me." I believed him until the day I came home unexpectedly. I saw him sitting alone, eating plain rice with salt and boiled vegetables. No meat, no fish, just a quiet meal in a silent house. I stood frozen outside the door, and in that moment, something inside me shattered. That night, I couldn't sleep. I made a decision that would change everything. I would go abroad to work and earn money for him. But I lied. I told him I wanted to help, but I didn't tell him I was giving up my studies, my youth, and everything I once dreamed of. He was silent for a long time, then nodded and said, "If you've decided, then go. Just take care of yourself." The day I left, he didn't cry, but his trembling hands told me everything he couldn't say. Life in a foreign country was brutal. Long hours, endless shifts, exhaustion that felt like it would break me. There were nights I wanted to give up, to run back home. But every time I closed my eyes, I saw my father eating that meal of salt and rice, and I kept going. I sent all my money back home. One day, he called me, his voice lighter than before. "Life is better now, son. I can finally eat properly." I smiled, but I couldn't tell him the truth, that I traded my youth just to hear that sentence. Years later, I returned home. My father had aged so much, but this time the table was full: meat, fish, warm dishes. He looked at me with pride and said, "My son, you've done well." I lowered my head, unable to answer, because deep down I realized something painful. All our lives, we were just trying to sacrifice for each other, but we never truly lived for ourselves.